So there's this engineer walking in the forest, and he looks down on the path, and he sees a frog. And he picks up the frog, is holding the frog in his hands, and the frog says, "If you kiss me, I'll turn into a beautiful princess." And he says, "Cool, a talking frog." And he puts it in his pocket. Giving my review of something like a talking frog, and it's the Rabbit R1. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the Rabbit R1. I know it's been out for a while, and this is going to be somewhat of a positive review. I ordered the Rabbit R1 about 6 months ago, um, and since that time, there's been a lot of negative reviews. And I just wanted to put my 2 cents because I feel like a lot of those reviews are a little bit harsh for a $200 product. And so I think it's backlash from AI hype and people looking, expecting so much out of things like the AI pin, the Rabbit R1, instead of thinking like, kind of like the joke of the engineer thinking the talking frog is like the coolest thing ever. So if you're not familiar with the Rabbit R1, the idea is to have a device that kind of changes the paradigm a little bit away from a smartphone or a tablet. And instead it works kind of like a walkie-talkie. There's this button on the side, and when I press the button, you'll see the rabbit's ears raise, which is a pretty cool, like, kind of just graphical feedback. And then that means it's ready.
To assist you. What dropped?
Who is the 25th President of the United States?
Let me think. The 25th President of the United States was William McKinley from March 4th, 1897.
One thing that I like about the Rabbit is that you don't use like a secret keyword, like it's just the idea of a button when you want to speak. So that kind of takes away the idea of kind of an always on microphone. It's an obvious but kind of cool, paradigm change if you just had something that's like a button. So for me, like a use case is this is the Galaxy S24 Ultra. But at night when I go to bed, like I'll kind of separate myself from my phone, and then I'll go put this to charge on the nightstand. I can still have this separately charged, and like, can you play Fleetwood Mac? Like I might have this, I might ask it a couple
Playing
more,
Fleetwood Mac for you now.
I might ask it a couple more questions, or just have it play music for like, 10 minutes. I'm also like subscribed to ChatGPT Pro or whatever they call it. And I do use the ChatGPT app on this S24. And I am, time has passed since this was released. And so now like ChatGPT 4 is really impressive. And the app with the audio conversation has gotten a lot better. So one of the ideas with the Rabbit is it was going to be a little bit more responsive. And I think it is barely, but maybe that gap has closed a little bit. Why is the book Finnegan's Wake considered a difficult novel?
Let me think. Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce is considered a difficult novel due to its complex language, stream of consciousness narrative style, and dense multi-layered symbolism. The novel is known for its challenging wordplay, extensive use of puns, and non-linear structure, making it a demanding read that requires careful attention and interpretation.
And one of the main ideas of the Rabbit that was different is that it's headed towards kind of going from just the conversational AI to kind of more of an agent-based thing. And that's why they call it, I think, a large action model. So right now there's kind of an accompanying website, and I think they call it the Rabbit Hole. And you set up an account there, and then there's a page where you can do these things called connections. And so right now they support a few other companies that you can connect to. So for me, I have it connected to my Midjourney AI image generation account and then to a paid Spotify account. So what that gives me is two more features. Draw a picture of a scary clown riding on a horse in a snowy country road. That's going to be weird.
Stay tuned. I'll prepare a few options for you.
Okay. So now it's kind of sending the prompt over to Midjourney. And it's not super fast with the Midjourney. It's just kind of something you send and then you kind of wait. Okay.
Successfully generated your images.
So one thing, if you see me doing that, that's how you get to the settings. You kind of shake it and it takes you to settings. That's where you can add a new Wi-Fi connection or adjust the volume. To use the camera, which I haven't talked about yet, you double click the button, double press the button. First shake, get out of the settings, and then double click, and now it's switched to the camera. And I guess the most unique kind of design thing, I haven't even removed this, is instead of like a touch screen, like a phone scrolling up like this, kind of the infinite scroll, there's this scroll wheel. And actually, while it's in the mode of the camera, it's flipping the camera to front and back. And I can hear the little motor going, which is kind of cool. But I'll turn the camera off with double clicking. But whenever I have a choice of something, like I told it to generate 3 images, I can see 3 images by scrolling like this. So this is a very kind of analog, physical feeling to it. And there are times where I thought, this is dumb. Why can't I just go like that? And why can't I just like pinch and zoom? But it gives it some personality. Some people said this is kind of like fidget spinner like. I think it's worth the $200. Like, would people be happy if it was like 150? Yeah, maybe. Thanks for watching. I hope this goes into the bucket of positive rabbit reviews. I think for $200, it's definitely really cool. And if you're into the stuff, you know it. And if you wanted one, don't feel like it's a product that has a severe problem where you're like, oh, I'm glad I didn't order it because I dodged a bullet. It's not like that at all. It's really a question of if you would like talking to like a dedicated large action model. Like and subscribe if you can. Thank you.